Good morning, dear student. So, we are starting about this particular chapter, Kingdom Classification 1, and I promise to you all that this would be the last video lecture of this particular chapter, and it will not be further more extended at all. Okay, so only one classification that is left, that is Kingdom Plantae, that we will be studying about today. Now, student, all of you, please open your biology book, Oxford Biology, class 7, so that we can go through this particular chapter in detail. Also, I would like to recap the following things that we have already learned, that are the kingdoms classification, what is the need of kingdom classification, how we are going to classify a particular organism into an kingdom, also that we have already came across the other kingdoms, and the last kingdom that we have discussed is about fungi, right? Also, I hope there is no questions remaining to that particular chapter. If that, you should have sent me, or you can now also send me this particular questions, so that we can move forward with the chapter. Now, coming on to this particular chapter, that is Kingdom Plantae under Kingdom Classification part 1. Okay, so all of you, please open your book so that we can move forward. So, Kingdom Plantae. Now, what do we mean by, or what do we get an idea of that particular chapter, Kingdom Plantae? Now, you all will be saying me, sir, the Plantae, it sounds something like plants, right? Yes, it sounds something like plant, and we categorize plants under this particular kingdom, Kingdom Plantae. Now, already we have learned about the kingdom fungi, right, students? So, kingdom fungi, we know that they are non-green and non-photosynthetic in nature, but here we will be getting that this particular kingdom Plantae, have chloroplast in their cells. They are photosynthetic in nature, and they can produce their own food, that is, they are also known as autotrophs. Okay, so please look into your book. Kingdom Plantae comprise of multicellular organisms that shows an autotrophic mode of nutrition. They contain the green pigment chlorophyll, which helps them to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis, right? So, the first point that should be noted in Kingdom Plantae is their photosynthetic. As they are photosynthetic in nature, so they are also termed as autotrophs. Now, what does autotroph means? Autotroph means that they can particularly make their own food. Now, we all are not autotrophs at all. We feed on particular plant and animals, but plants or the Kingdom Plantae goes for the autotrophs. Okay. Now, please follow your book. Going on to your book, we will be finding that they contain green pigment chlorophyll, which helps them to make their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Most of these organisms are attached to the soil by their roots. Definitely, we know how plants are, how they are attached to the soil, and they are attached with the help of roots, right? Now, there are a wide variety of plants all around us, from the simple unicellular form such as algae, chlorella, to a complex multicellular form such as mango and neem trees. Okay. Now, different type of Plantae, there are broadly into two groups. What are the two groups? The two groups is, number one is non-flowering. Now, how many of you know that flowers are the reproductive system of a plant? So, you have any idea about this? You should have. Okay. So, anyway, we can classify them as one non-flowering, another one as flowering. Okay, they are non-flowering plants, another one as flowering plants. Now, we will be studying about them in detail. See, these kingdom, among all the kingdom classification that we have already gone across, this particular kingdom classification is very easy in nature. This one is very easy in nature because we already know this. See, if I ask you that have you ever seen an amoeba, you will be telling me, no sir, we have already learnt about that, we have seen a diagram or a photo of amoeba. But if I ask you that have you seen any plant, any flowering or any non-flowering plant, then your answer will be, yes sir, we have already seen that. There are plenty and plenty of plants across us. So, particularly this particular kingdom classifications part, Kingdom Plantae, is very easy for you all to understand. Okay, now among all the video lectures of this Kingdom Classification 1, this is going to be interesting, right? Now, non-flowering plants, plants that do not bear flowers, seeds. Definitely, The non-flowering plants will not be having flowers, and as they will not be having flowers, they will not be having seeds, because we know that flowers mature or get fertilized to form seeds, right? And flowering plants, plants that bear flowers and seeds. So what are the example of non-flowering plant? Okay, plants that do not bear flowers or seeds are called non-flowering plants. They reproduce mostly by means of spores. Plants of these groups are further of three types based on the complexity of the plant body. Okay, they are what? They are algae, mosses, and liverworts and ferns. Okay, what are they? See, non-flowering plant, they are again classified as algae, second one is mosses and liverworts, and third one will be ferns. These are the three type or three classification of this particularly non-flowering plants. Okay, so we will be studying about them briefly, and then after that we will be going to flowering plants part. Mosses and liver, first is algae. These are simply mostly aquatic plant that are characteristic by an undifferentiated plant body called thallus. Algae do not bear roots, stems or leaves. They also lack tissue for conducting water. Okay, so this is algae. They form a thallus body structure. Next one is mosses and liverworts. What are they? Mosses are small, soft terrestrial plants that grow in damp areas and form a velvety green layer. Now, how many of you have seen mosses? The Bengali term for mosses is shaula. Okay, I hope all of you have seen that in during rainy season in your roof or in any of the place where water gets dipped or continuous water is present over there. Now they also belong, they are green in nature, right? Also they also belong to this particular plantae kingdom class, plantae, and they, as they are green, so they are obviously photosynthetic in nature. This is very clear and very good to understand, right? So please follow your book. Mosses are small, soft terrestrial plants that grow in damp areas and forms a velvety green layer. Although the plant body does not have a true root, stems or leaves, it does have root-like, stem-like and leaf-like appendages. So they have small outings of this particular stem, root, leaves, but they are not actually, they actually do not look like leaves, roots or stems. Okay. The plant body also bears thread-like structure called rhizoids, by which it is fixed into the soil. These plants lack conducting tissue for transporting food and water. Okay. Now the ferns, water ferns, we all know that ferns are terrestrial plants that have distinct roots, stems and leaves. This plant contains simple conducting tissue for transporting of water and food. The leaves of ferns are called the fronds. So the leaves of ferns are called fronds. Now fern, we all know that some of you who have a passion for gardening, we all go to the shops and buy fern tree. Okay, they are non-flowering, definitely they are non-flowering, they do not produce any kind of flower, but they have a unique structure of stem, root and leaves. Okay, now the next part is flowering plants. So flowering plants are also classified under two categories. What are the two categories? See, one is cone bearing, another one is flower bearing. Now, how many have you went to a hill station? How many of you have went to a hill station, say Darjeeling or Himachal Pradesh or any of the place which is a bit up in the from the sea level? Okay. Now, if you have went over there, you have seen there are certain plants that are producing cones. Okay, this cone, they're like cone like structure, they are producing these in particular many of the hilly areas plants. Okay, now they are known as cones. So we can classify flowering plants under two parts. One is cone bearing, another one is flower bearing. So when the plants are producing cones, cones are bearing their particular reproduction process. And for the flowers, now flowering plant, we all know, we all have seen flowering plant, it is not that much tough, we all know what our flowering plants are. So anyway, going through your book to better make you understand, cone bearing plants. Cone bearing plants have cones instead of flowers on the branches of the plant. The seeds are borne within the cones. Fruit formation does not take place at all in these plants. These plants are evergreen, that is, they do not shed all their leaves seasonally. These groups generally consist of tall trees, example of such are sitka, pine and fir. We all know particular these cone bearing plants. The next one, flower bearing plants. These are plants that bear flowers, fruits and seeds. The seeds are enclosed within a dry or fleshy fruits that develop from the ovary, which is a part of the flower. These groups forms the largest group in the plant kingdom. Definitely, they range in size from small herbs to a gland tree. Most flower bearing plants are deciduous, that is, they shed their leaves seasonally. Okay, they are deciduous and they leaves their shades seasonally. Okay, now that is, they shed all their leaves seasonally. Hibiscus is an example of flowering plant. Based on the structural difference, flower bearing plants can be further divided into two categories. One is monocotyledonous plant, another one is dicotyledonous plant. Now this particular flower bearing can be separated in two parts. One is monocotyledonous, okay, another one is dicotyledonous. So this particular flower bearing can be of two type, or they are classified under two type, monocotyledonous and dicotyledonous. Okay, so what are monocotyledonous? Plants with seeds having only one cotyledon, that is seed leaves, are called monocotyledonous plants or monocots. Okay, and dicots, what are they? Plants with seeds having two cotyledons are called dicots plant or dicots. So this is about kingdom Plantae. Now there is a small part of kingdom Animalia which is in your book, so we will be studying about that only in briefly, and that is very easy for you all to understand. Okay, now this is for the kingdom Plantae. I hope up till kingdom Plantae there is no problem and everything is clear. Okay, you please go through this particular video lecture. See, as this is a video lecture, you can rewind, pause, or you can see again and again. You can we have all the features in our online classes, right? Whatever. So I am rubbing this particular part. Once you please look into this, we will be going to kingdom Animalia in briefly. Now students, we all know kingdom Animalia comprised of what? They are the animals that we found across. Okay, they are known as kingdom Animalia. What are they? Kingdom Animalia comprise of eukaryotic and multicellular organism that shows a heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that is, they feed on either of the plants or animals. Definitely we all know that we feed on only in animals or in plants. We have no other options left, so we all are heterotrophic in nature. We all are heterotrophic in nature. So if I classify them, it definitely will be eukaryotic, and heterotrophic in nature. So they will be eukaryotic and heterotrophic in nature. Okay. They are able to move freely with the help of their limbs. Definitely we have our limbs. So the lower limbs or the back limbs are modified into legs in humans. You all know that, right? Anyway, animals are divided into two groups: invertebrates without a backbone and vertebrates with a backbone. We will learn about the further classification of kingdom Animalia in our next chapter. So in kingdom classification part 2, I guess we will be learning about this particular kingdom Animalia. So this is just a gist. Okay, now they are classified under vertebrates and invertebrates. Okay, now what are vertebrates and invertebrates? Obviously it is classified according to the backbone. If the particular animal lacks backbone, for example, what are the example? They are snakes and some certain organisms. And vertebrates, those who are having backbones, they are also known as humans, that is us, cat, dog, etc. See, so this completes your chapter as promised in the starting of this particular video lecture. This complete your chapter kingdom classification 1 finally. So we will be going through the question answer session in our next class. Up till that, you please go and revise all the particular video lecture that I have thoroughly explained line by line. It is very essential for you all to understand, to study this, because this chapter is, I know, very much boring, but yet it is in the syllabus and you need to learn that, because questions are going to come from this particular chapter. Up till then, stay well, stay safe, take care of your parents, take care of yourself, stay in home, wear mask, use sanitizer, and stay away from the novel coronavirus. Okay, take care. We will be meeting in our next class with new chapter, new video lecture, right? And have a good day. Thank you.